Hello and welcome. I'm Luke Riley. Joining me is Cam Shea for this quick review commentary of Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and Furious. It's available now on Xbox One and Xbox 360. This is the Xbox One version. So it's A, it's the better looking version.
Yep.
B, it also has weather and all that kind of snazzy stuff.
I'm surprised they did this.
Well, it's good for the people who own the 360 version because the people who own the 360 version of Forza Horizon 2 didn't get any DLC or any of that other stuff. So it is kind of, it's nice.
I mean, first of all, sorry you own the 360 version of Forza Horizon 2 because it's the clearly, absolutely inferior version of the game.
Well, yes.
And
I mean, out of the two versions,
Yeah.
it is the least good one.
Yeah, by a significant margin.
Yeah. I mean, it's great on 360. Great for 360.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a patch on the Xbox One version, obviously. Now, you'll probably note a few of these points. I've probably missed a few of them now. Race events 1, 13. Now, it's worth noting that I've finished the game.
Forza Horizon 2.
No, I've finished
this game,
yes.
right.
So there really aren't a lot of races
Right.
to do. And you'll note, like, time in races is like half an hour. And time driving is kind of 2 hours and a bit. There's not a great deal of stuff to do.
So
it's kind of like
what is this though, Luke? What is this game?
It's an evening's work basically. This game is it's basically just kind of the demo for Forza Horizon 2 basically with kind of a Fast and Furious sort of veneer, sort of shellacked on top of it, which is an entirely credible one. They've got one of the guys. They've got Ludacris in who does the voiceover. You've got to acquire several cars. 10 in fact, by doing races, and then you have to find the 11th car. You end up with 12 cars in the game. If you remember on the Forza hub, you get given a Lamborghini, so you end up with 12 cars, and that's really about it.
Okay, so and what's the bearing of the cars to the films? What's the bearing of the setting to the films? Like, do they try and
the setting?
Are the objectives like, hey yo, hey Vin, you gotta, I don't know what.
No, it's not quite that involved. It's kind of makeshift. You know what I mean? Like it's you might buy a Lego something, right? And then you build it according to the instructions.
Yep.
But then you take it apart and you put it back together again in a slightly different way, but using all the same parts.
Right.
This is basically this game. It's nothing really new's been added.
Right.
Except for some of these cars, which are custom cars, and they're unique to this game. They don't go across to Forza Horizon 2, which is kind of a shame. This car, for instance, is an iconic car from the Fast and Furious film series. You can see it's got the
fully sick mods. Is that good car terminology?
It's got the blower on the front, which if I twist here to the front, you'll be able to see the butterfly valves.
I assume that I can see them.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Woo!
But yeah, no, this is the iconic car, Dom Toretto's 70 Charger.
Yep.
And instantly, good grief, I hate this view. Instantly, you'll note that, well, you won't because you're not playing, I'm playing, which makes it difficult to speak. But instantly you'll note that the handling is identical to the Forza Horizon 2, which is hardly surprising. So it's just as fun, it's just as beautiful.
Yep. And do you want to hop out to the map screen and show us kind of?
But it's not. Yeah, it's takes place on sort of maybe a third of the map.
Right.
I'm not a scientist, but it's the French part, the French portion of the map. Basically, now here you'll see, because I finished the game, now all the events can be replayed.
Right.
And there are the bucket list challenges from Forza Horizon 2, which I may drive to one in a minute if we get a chance. The problem here is that you don't have the fast travel mode that you could unlock in Forza Horizon 2. The only place you can fast travel to is the garage. So it does force you to drive around a bit. Now, there are a few showcase events here also. You know, the ones where you race against like a helicopter or a plane.
A train or something.
Yeah. The thing about that, though, is that here, I will do this one because it's kind of probably the best one.
Turn around.
Let me turn around. They are really just recycled from Forza Horizon 2.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not seeing anything radically different here.
No. So these events are actually just recycled. This event here in Forza Horizon 2 was the Storm Chaser event, where you had to chase down this big cargo plane in a new Jag, and it was raining at the time and that kind of stuff. In this case, they sort of make it a race to this plane where you have to take all these cars that you've acquired, and it's a sunny, beautiful day. That's really the only difference. And earlier on, there's a race against the chopper, which is actually lifted from the 360 version of Forza Horizon 2. But instead of being, in a bowler, you're in this Jeep thing. And the plane takes the same route. It's all yeah. The actual racetrack itself.
I guess what we're dancing around right here is that this is essentially just like a cool kind of demo. It's marketing for Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Like this is not. Because there's no kind of back and forth, you don't take the cars you unlock in this back into Forza Horizon 2, and because the events are so samey, like this is what you would check out if you'd never played Forza Horizon 2. You can afford it or whatever.
Absolutely.
And this will give you a good taste of it.
Yeah.
Because this is free initially, right?
Yeah, this is free, and it's still free right now. It'll be free up until April 10.
Yep.
After which it'll be 10 American bucks.
Right.
And it's like £7 or about 13 Australian dollars.
Yep.
Which I feel is probably still a nice little price to pay if you're not familiar with Forza Horizon, which I personally feel is kind of the genre leader in open mod racing.
Yep.
Nice little primer, gives you a bunch of stuff to do in a short amount of time, 2 hours basically. You'll see a lot of cool races. You'll get access to a lot of fast cars, like the Veyron, the new McLaren P1.
Yep.
This car, which is actually really fast.
You'll be able to say that you've driven around the south of France at very high speeds.
Yeah. But as for and honestly, if you are a big Forza guy or gal, and you've been playing the other one, sorry, I'm so distracted to be racing and speaking. If you've been playing the other ones for quite a while and you've been building up your Forza rewards, this is also, there's a lot to gain from this. There's 500 Forza reward points on offer, so you can maybe you might get to the next tier, which gives you more bonus credits every month, because you get the bonus credits every month. I'm playing this with the sound down, so I didn't know I needed to change up there. So that's worth it. After that though, I'm not sure whether I'd recommend it quite as heartily. Like, I'm not sure whether I'd recommend paying $13 for it, for instance, 13 Australian. Because yeah, you can't take the cars with you, and after you've sort of done all the events, you're kind of like, these cars are kind of marooned in this sliver of a game.
Yeah.
Which again I think is, it's a really clever game, and it's a really kind of inspired piece of marketing for Fast and Furious. Although, to be fair, I think maybe it's probably going to be more successful at turning Fast and Furious fans into Forza fans rather than Forza fans into Fast and Furious fans. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
Does, yeah.
But
I'm more of just a Vin Diesel fan.
Oh, well, Vin Diesel's a cool man.
I agree.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
I think his delivery is hilarious.
Yeah.
I genuinely like his performances and not even being sarcastic.
And he's kind of like, he's a really earnest gamer as well. And I really admire him. But yeah, this is so you play this event. You're like, wait a minute, I really think I've played this event before. And the reason you think you've played it before is because you have.
Yep.
One thing this game has added though is nitrous, which Cam, I'm sure you'll appreciate in a moment.
I'm very very impressed by that.
Which I haven't used yet, but I'll use it right here. And
here we go.
Here we go. There we go. Which is a nice touch, but it's only available inside of the events. You can't use it when you're free roaming around.
Right.
Wow. Oh, goodness me.
Forgot to change gears.
I forgot to change up. I don't know why I'm playing this with the sound down. I thought it'd make it easy to speak. Yeah, here comes the plane. But yeah. Sorry, what was I saying before?
You were saying that it's worth a look for some people, but like for me, for instance, I'd probably just dip back into it.
Yeah.
So it serves a specific purpose, and it's great for free.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, definitely. I give it. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 because I think it's good.
It seems difficult to put a number on.
It does seem difficult, and particularly because we don't necessarily rate games based on value, and it's like, oh, this game's worth $100 Australian or recommended retail of $100 Australian dollars, which we might pay 80 for. Is that good? We don't. It's kind of nebulous, so we don't really try.
All I know is that you're assigning a score to it that will live forever on IGN.
But I think it's good.
Yep.
But I think that's what you glean from it will kind of vary depending when you download it,
Yep.
and B, how familiar you are already with Forza Horizon
Yep.
2.
Yep.
So that is that.
Cool.
Sorry about not changing up. I'm sure that would frustrate me if I was watching someone play a game of this kind.
It's okay.
Poorly.
Luke. It's okay, Luke. You're only our like IGN's like go-to simulation racing reviewer.
Shut up!
You know, you only do like the lion's share of the content around this whole genre. I would have thought you could do it in your sleep, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I guess you were. But yeah, for everything else, racing, Forza, you name it, stick with IGN.
Bye.